twin troller home to Columbia today. You can see the scratches in here from the oyster shells. Well, I've been running up on them. I haven't been sanding it, but it's the deeper gouges are the oyster shells. I don't trip and break my neck trying to walk around the boat. What I'm going to do, I just came back from Lowe's. I hope this is focusing. I've never used a GoPro like this before. What I've done is hurculiner roll-on bed liner, truck bed liner. On the internet reviews say this is as tough as the spray-on commercial stuff. I've had one pickup with Rhino liner and two with Line-X. I like the Line-X better. But if this is anywhere near as good as those are, it should do pretty good as far as helping protect it. I thought I had some blue painter's tape to tape this thing off with. So I didn't buy any when I was at Lowe's because I knew I had some in my shop here. And I'll get back. I don't have any, so the wife had to go to the hardware store to get me some painter's tape so I can mask this thing off and start painting it. I just washed it off. So once I get my first coat on, I'll fire this back up and let you see how it looks. And for the people that's never seen the bottom of a twin troller, there are the motors recessed. Even though the outside of the boat looks pretty rough, the prop have no damage at all from what I can see. A few little minor scrapes, but that's about it. It's got some pretty good gouges in it, so I'm hoping this bed liner will take the biggest amount of the punishment. We'll find out. The gator guard didn't do a whole lot. I know it's helped some because you can see the gouges in the gator guard, but the front part right here where it hits first didn't hold up too well. That didn't even last a month. I was kind of disappointed. I've got some fiberglass resin in the shop and some fiberglass cloth. I thought about just cutting it and fiberglassing the whole thing on the bottom, you know, the pontoon parts. But I'm gonna try this this hurculiner first, see how that does. Okay. I just finished putting my second coat on. Pull the tape off. Looks pretty good. I could have done a little neater job, but I figured it's underneath. Nobody's gonna see it. It'll be covered in mud first time I go to the beach. So it doesn't really matter. Went on pretty thick. Got 2 coats. It only cost me $26 at Lowe's, which surprised me that Lowe's carried this. I figured it'd be an auto parts place. But Lowe's had it for $26 for a quart. 1 quart, put 2 coats on here. It's only $27. So I may, depending on how it looks tomorrow, I might buy another quart and put 2 more coats on everything. That should really do a good job. I let it run a little bit on the inside. I can clean it up, but I'm not. Like I said, it's gonna be covered up with dirt and mud, and outside it was already dirty where I've been running through the grass, marsh grass. Got dirt all over the side. The wife wanna know how I got it so nasty and scratched up, but I thought it wasn't scratched, just mud. It sure is fun riding through the salt marsh in the grass when the tide comes in. But I'll wait and decide whether I'm gonna put some more on tomorrow. I just finished it. The sun's going down now, so I'll look at it in the morning and decide whether I'm gonna spend another $25 on it or not. I'm kind of impressed with it so far. If it stays on, and according to all the reviews, it will. And this is it. Well, that was the can. I can't even see the label on it now. Anyway, You can see it in the first part of the video. And you get old, you start forgetting stuff. But I like it. Give it a little touch of class. I think what it's going to do though, because it's got that textured finish, it's going to probably slow the boat down. So already slow boat, getting slowed down more, might not be a good thing. But I'm also thinking about going over it with some sandpaper when I get through, and kind of give it a kind of a slick finish. I may. I don't know, right now it's not thick enough, but if I put 2 more coats on it, I know I'll go over it with about a 150 grit paper at least. Take a lot of that groove out of it, just to help it slide through the water a little bit better. Because I know it won't go through the water as good as the slick plastic. But it should deaden some of the sound too when I'm hitting oyster beds and everything else for that matter. Should deaden the sound a little bit. So I'll let you know how it does. And give me about 2 or 3 weeks after I finish it all, and we'll see how it holds up. 2 coats on here. Feels pretty good. I believe it's going to hold up all right. I hope so anyway. The only place where I see I've made a mistake, there's a couple of places I dabbed it on pretty thick instead of letting it dry in between coats. I said, well, I'm down to the bottom of the can, so I just went ahead and dabbed what was left in some spots to thicken it up. And a few spots didn't set up real hard. And on the inside, and I was playing with it to see how good it stuck. And a couple of places where it had some runs, it peeled right off, but it was on a part of the boat that I hadn't sanded. So before I put another 2 coats on there, I'm going to take it back to the beach maybe tomorrow or Saturday and fish in it for another week or so and see how it holds up. If it looks like it's holding up, I'm going to go ahead and bring it back home, put 2 more coats on it, and then I'm going to try to sand it. I took the 80 grit sandpaper I got here, 80 or 60 grit, yeah, 60 grit. I tried to sand the spot right back here. It didn't even make a scratch in it. I got a big belt sander with some paper on it. That'll put a mark on it, but I got to put a couple more coats on it before I do that. So if I have to do that, I'll make another video and show you how it did. And I'll make another video here in a week or 2 as to how it's going to hold up. The front right here will be the first thing to go. So let's see how that does. Because the water's so dingy there, you can't see but about 1 inch or 2 underwater. And when the tide's kind of low, it's very easy just to run up on the oyster beds. And by the time you see the oyster beds, you can't stop in time. You done run up on them. It's got cuts all up and down through there where I've got hung up on the oyster beds and all. But the boat held up a whole lot better than I thought it would. Of course, my Hobie's got the same type of cuts in it, but this is heavier than the Hobie and bigger, so I guess that's the problem. I started to take that beautiful junky shed here. That's a cedar strip boat I built maybe 4, 5, 6 years ago. I call it the 2-seater cedar. Got 2 seats I take out my big boat and put in here. Swivels, got an electric motor on the back. It's a really good looking boat when it's clean. I've had it in the water twice. I built it, been the most fun I've ever done in my shop. But I've never fished out of it. I just had it in my neighbor's pond twice. Played around with it with the wife. Put it in the garage and it's been sitting here ever since. But it's still a pretty boat. When it's clean, it's so dusty right now you can't see it, and it's dark in here too. But I got more boats than I know what to do with. Anyway, I'll get back to you on whether or not this holds up or not. That's it for this one. Till next time, bye.